Oh man, today is something different, isn't it, Mickey?
Yeah,
Because, we are sitting here on the gossip tree again,
yeah.
but not for a nice gossip.
No.
Because many of you guys know from either our older videos or from the Patreon that my mother has been dealing with cancer for a very long time. And yeah, the last 4 years were, peaks and
Deals?
rock bottoms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever. We had good times, we had bad times. It was just like good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. And the fact that was that half a year ago, I actually received really good news about my mother.
Yeah.
Which was that all the spreadings of the cancer, all the tumors were being reduced, and that stuff was really going well. And then the next news was actually you only have a few more weeks to live.
Yeah.
And that was like, maybe 2 months ago or whatever. And so that hit me really, really hard. And from that point on, it just went really, really fast. And last week, I lost my mother.
Yeah.
That's the story. And yeah, I'm not aiming to make this video like me crying, being in tears and all that stuff. But you guys just deserve to know, first of all, because I have taken you on the journey, on the sidelines. I've taken you guys on the journey with my own mental health and my mother's well-being.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the end of a really hard and still very beautiful chapter.
Yeah.
Because last 4 years I spent a lot of time with my mother, and we done a lot of really great things. But yeah, in the end, she couldn't beat the disease.
No.
She beat the disease in her head. I do want to say that my mother.
It never broke her.
It
Literally
never broke
her.
The microphone is a little bit loose. Yeah, I've shed my tears already, so I'm not gonna break down in this video. But I just want to say that, my mother. Yeah, first of all, she really was for me the best mother that a boy could wish for.
Yeah.
She given me everything. Always had love. We said everything to each other. There are no regrets. So even though the end came way too fast, I mean, she just got on 60 years old, and she had a really beautiful life, and so did I. She was literally the perfect mother. And the last few years we had a lot of time together. You as well with my mother. I mean, she was always here when we were filming. I can't imagine the amount of coffee that we drank together. But
Yeah. For 24 years or something, I've been, while you were still living at home, I was at your house probably like 3 times a week.
yeah,
And
I mean, we have been best friends for how long now? Like
25 years.
25 years. Yeah, 24 years, like, or something. You've
Yeah.
came to my house.
Yeah. So that's pretty intense. So it feels also like my mother.
Yeah,
And obviously she isn't my mother, but she is as close to fam. I've literally saw her 3 times a week or 2,
yeah,
and I have a lot of respect of how, like your stepfather as well, her husband then, and you, and everybody on this terrain, also your dad and your girlfriend, how everybody is treating the whole situation.
yeah,
And I think like the whole feeling with everybody here is, it's sadness, but also at the same time, some kind of a passion to keep on going.
yeah.
And to
Definitely.
just be happy. And
Yeah,
that's exactly
that's
what your mom always did.
Exactly. My mother. If there is one big lesson that she, the last big lesson that she learned me, is, I don't even know if I have the strength to do it, but to remain positive and You know, she actually made a quote. If life makes you trip, just make it into a salto,
Yeah,
a flip,
yeah.
a flip. You know, in Dutch it sounds better, but but you know, I think that's just exactly what she did. Even though she was always, you know, jogging, doing sports and stuff, and then this illness came and she couldn't do anything like that anymore.
No.
But even though she had to, you know, adjust so many times.
Yeah.
She just kept hanging on to those positive things. She kept being positive. She never saw herself like a victim.
No.
And also thanks to my stepfather, who never treated her like a victim.
No.
You know, we kind of had a normal life.
I'm also very thankful that she actually, like, she also ended this as a mother, because she also showed us how to cope with something this bad.
Yeah.
And that is actually that's something that I will never ever forget for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Oh man, the thing, she was literally a mother to the last day. Something that I can talk about it now, but something that breaks me, especially when you know, late at night when you go to bed, you kind of start thinking about this stuff. The thing that breaks me just is that the last day that I spoke to her, I was in tears. You know, I was crying. I tried to be big, you know, but I just couldn't. And I was saying my goodbyes in tears, and yeah, she just looked at me and asked me to drive safe home, you know, like 3 times. Oh man, I'm just, even now I'm almost tearing up because of, you know, she has been a mother, a good mother, really to the last day of her life.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't really know what to say about it, but
the situation is really sad.
Yeah,
and,
it is the worst thing that I've ever been through in my life, and but I can only say that my mother would have wanted me and us to hang on to the beautiful things.
Yeah.
And you know, not be sad about the time that we don't have, but be glad about the time that we did have. And that's something that keeps me going, you know?
Yeah.
I've had her for 30 years, and that's way too short, but it's also, you know, it were 30 beautiful years.
Yeah.
And I've become the person that I am now thanks to her.
Yeah.
And that's something that for the rest of my life I will be so incredibly grateful for.
I have seen it, and the people, obviously, your viewers have not, but I mean, for you it was such an incredibly hard time. So you have gone through hell and back, not only because of the sadness, but also the stress it gave you, and well, I mean,
an incredible thing about my mother was that, you know, I got a lot of physical pain and stuff because of the stress.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with that, but I knew at the time that my mother was dealing with something far worse.
Yeah.
But it never kept us from talking about it, you know. And, but it felt really bad for me to be some kind of, you know, victim of the stress while she was dealing with her potential death.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that you feel kind of guilty.
I felt really guilty about that, but she just never stopped being a mother. And she said, you know, just always come to me, talk about it, because that's what a mother is for, you know?
Yeah.
And man, I could just say she was a beautiful person.
Yeah, so we will be uploading every Thursday, so for you guys, not much will change.
Yeah.
But in this weekend we are filming this video, and then next video is going to be a pretty normal video, and then the week after we try to make it as nice as possible, and then, but we need, and especially you need, a break for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And to let everything sink in.
Settle in,
I think we have the funeral or the cremation. We have that
next week.
3 days.
Yeah.
So
June 1st.
I mean, it is, yeah. So.
Yeah. So
everything continues, and we're working as hard as we can. But
and if you are still expecting, you know, DBK knife, because I was actually planning on finishing everything before my mother passing away, so I
Yeah.
didn't have to stress about that.
Yeah.
And then UK decided to block all incoming knives.
Yeah.
You know, the customs, they selected all 300 packages and said, you know, it was marked as camping goods just to not scare people,
Yeah.
as it generally is a camping good. But they kind of held all the packages we had.
Yeah.
So I got really stressed out about that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think most of them are delivered now. And the ones that remain, just know that we are working as hard as we can, even, you know, with slower as we normally could because of the situation. But we're really doing our best to get these knives to you. And yeah, I am in good hands. I just want to say that I am doing well under the circumstances. I'm doing well.
In these hands.
But those hands always touch the wrong places. but, you know, I'm doing well. I've got a lot of people, a lot of love around me. So don't worry about me. It's just a tough time and I will pull through. 50% of this struggle was seeing my mother being as ill as she was. Just not being herself anymore, having to, you know, adjust her life, seeing her pain. That was 50% of the pain. And now this is somehow, it has a double-edged knife, you know?
Yeah.
On one side, it hurts like hell because she was my mother and she deserved a much longer life.
Yeah.
On the other side, you know, things just weren't different. They were as they were. And now she doesn't have the pain anymore. She doesn't have the stress anymore. She doesn't have the fight anymore. And especially those last weeks, you know, she didn't deserve to have that amount of struggle.
No, man.
I also remember when, in the end, she couldn't walk without our support, you know? So
I know what you're gonna say.
She was hanging on to my stepfather and shuffling forward. And then one of the neighbors was listening to music.
Yeah.
And she just like started shaking her ass and started dancing in, oh man. Yeah, man, what a mother she was.
Yeah, man.
She is the most impressive, positive person that I have.
Yeah.
You know, they say women are strong.
Yeah.
But my mother, she was, for me, beyond anything I could have ever imagined, strong.
And like the level of gratitude that I feel towards her, as not even her own son, I have told her 1,000 times, and I can't even. Ik kan hier niet meer praten.
The emotions here are rising, but yeah, it's okay, man. I mean, I know what she meant to you, and I know what you meant to her.
Yeah.
Mickey was like, he was at my home so often that he became like a second child for my mother.
Yeah.
Well, a really annoying child, but still a child.
It's very annoying that it is your mother and then I'm tearing up in this.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, everybody, for being here, even also in these tough times. Thank you so much for your support all the time. And I don't know what to say anymore, but thanks.
Have a nice day. And
See
go join our giveaway.
Hey, and starting next week, you know, we're not gonna hang in this sadness.
No.
We're gonna pull through like bloody kings.
Yeah, Mora, a 60-year-old Mora. Oh my God, that's even more important.
Hey, thank you very much, guys.
Hey, and to end on a very happy note, I've got a very cool fucking in.
Wow.